What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Usually when I drop these videos, I talk about sports. Main sport that I talk about is boxing, but every once in a while, every now and then, I venture out into other sports like the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball. But this video is going to be about politics. As word has came out earlier this morning that the 47th president of the United States is Donald J. Trump, who was the 45th president of the United States. And unlike in 2016, he not only won the electoral college, he also is going to win the popular vote. So he has a mandate. The Republicans will have control of the Senate. The House is going to be very, very close. They can go 1 or 2 seats in favor of the Republicans or 1 or 2 seats in favor of the Democrats. But the bottom line, for the next 2 years, Donald Trump will have carte blanche to implement his agenda. Kamala Harris ran, in my opinion, a great campaign. She got in 107 days out of the election, and she did all she can do. Unlike Hillary Clinton back in 2016, she did not abandon any battleground state. Campaigned hard in Michigan, campaigned hard in Wisconsin, campaigned hard in Pennsylvania. She left no stone unturned. But at the end of the day, the Latinos broke hard for Donald J. Trump. The suburban white women, the college-educated white women voted in favor of Donald J. Trump. The young black males voted more for Kamala Harris, but not in the numbers that Kamala Harris needed to become the 47th president of the United States. She did not get the numbers that Joe Biden got as far as black male voters. She did not get the numbers that Barack Obama got back in 2008 and 2012. Her numbers were similar to the numbers that Hillary Clinton got back in 2016. That's why Hillary Clinton did not become the 45th president. But unlike Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris is not going to even win the popular vote. So this is a devastating loss for the Democratic Party. It's going to have to do some soul searching. I think, in my opinion, they need to start embracing progressive ideas. People like AOC, the people like Bernie Sanders, people with strong progressive ideas. I watch a show on YouTube that's called Young Turks. A guy by the name of Sink founded that podcast. He ran for president. He had no chance, but he has a lot of great ideas. And I think, in my opinion, that the Democratic Party need to go more toward the left. Quit trying to get in the middle. You're not going to be able to get the center right. You're not going to be able to get the middle. You got to just double down on the progressive. You got a lot of progressives out here that didn't vote. A lot of progressives out here that were upset with the situation that was going on in Gaza and Israel. So they sat out, or maybe some of them even voted for Trump in a protest vote, or maybe voted for Jill Stein. The bottom line is the Democratic Party's got to do some soul searching. They took a beating last night. This was what you call a red wave. This was the most decisive victory since 2004 when George W. Bush defeated Kerry. He won the popular vote. John Kerry. I ain't gonna, gotta get his first name and the second name. John Kerry. He was able to defeat John Kerry in 2004. He won the popular vote and the electoral college. Unlike what he did in 2000 when he beat George W. Bush in the George W. Bush beat Al Gore in the electoral college, but he did not beat Al Gore in the popular vote. And a lot of people didn't think he beat him in the electoral college. A lot of people thought that more people in Florida attended to vote for Al Gore than attended to vote for George W. Bush. But as we know, remember those butterfly ballots? That was very, very confusing. And That was a very, very controversial decision that was rendered by the Secretary of State in Florida to give George W. Bush the win. But at the end of the day, the next 4 years in 2004, he ran a better campaign and he was able to win the Electoral College without any controversy, and he was able to win the popular vote without any controversy. So you got to give Donald J. Trump a lot of credit. This guy is a convicted felon. He was convicted on 34 counts. That sentencing is going to be coming down or be rendered, or supposed to be rendered, and the decision is supposed to be made on November 26th. I kind of doubt that sentencing will take place. He's got 3 other cases that he has been fighting. I think 2 of those cases will be dropped, as he will put people in charge to basically shoot down those cases, for the lack of a better word. The only case that's kind of maybe he might have some issues with is the case in Atlanta, because he has no jurisdiction over the case in Atlanta. But that case is mired in a lot of controversy, a lot of scandal, as the DA was found out to have a relationship with one of the other attorneys that was working on the case. So that was what you call a conflict of interest. So that case is in turmoil. Maybe they'll be able to get that case together. Maybe the district attorney maybe have to step down or recuse herself. Maybe they get somebody in her place to pursue and continue to pursue the case. But that's going to basically delay that case, and it's going to get delayed, and Trump has great lawyers, and those lawyers know how to find every loophole to kind of push that stuff back. And I just think at the end of the day, that case ain't going nowhere. And the case as far as the Stormy Daniels case, where he was found guilty, even if they do sentence him in that case, he's not going to do no jail time. That's a case that, he might get probation or house arrest or something like that. It's more likely probation. It's not going to be any situation where he does any kind of jail time. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Donald J. Trump is the 47th U.S. president. Great win for him. They had a good ground game. They had a good message as the economy was an issue. And at the end of the day, people, both with their pocketbooks, they were not happy with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration. They felt that she was going to be a continuation of the Joe Biden failed policies. She tried to distance herself from Joe Biden in the last half a month. She tried to distance herself from Joe Biden. That did not work. Her running mate, Waltz, turned out to be a wash. If anything, he might have been a little negative as far as what he added to the ticket. I like Waltz as a governor of Minnesota. I think he has a great story, a former football coach. I think he's going to be one of the people that they're going to be looking to run maybe in the next 4 years. But as far as what he added to Kamala Harris, it wasn't too much. It was a more negative than positive, in my opinion. I think she should have went with a more progressive candidate. Well, if you're going to distance yourself from Joe Biden, you got to bring in a progressive candidate, man. They got a lot of progressive candidates in the House that she could have maybe chose. They got a lot of progressive governors out here that she maybe could have chosen as her running mate. A lot of people going to say that she probably should have chose Shapiro. Shapiro was from Pennsylvania. She ended up losing Pennsylvania to Donald Trump.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Taylor Crest Road.
She was able to, I think she's going to probably end up winning Minnesota, but even Minnesota is not a guaranteed win for her. That still counting votes in the state of Minnesota, and that's much, much closer than I know her and her team were expecting. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, JB Sports 3303. Follow me on Twitch at Briscoe Jai 77071. Follow me on TikTok.
Turn
JB
right
Sports,
onto Taylor Crest Road, then turn left onto Blaylock Road.
And follow me on X, JB Sports 9707. Follow me on my YouTube channels that I have, which is 2 at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 9656, and at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 8000. And like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I holla.